So hi everyone, my name is Oluwadunsin Fadimla and I'll be walking you through my notebook showing the project solution to this DSN AI Bootcamp qualification. So now this is my notebook and the first thing I'm going to be doing is to install the libraries. The libraries are what I'm going to be using for my project. So a lot of the libraries are already pre-installed, so then I import some of the libraries. I load the dataset. The dataset is on Zinzi, provided on this page here, and so now I'm going to be performing descriptive analysis. And the first thing is going to be understanding the number of rows and columns in the training dataset. When we discover we have 14,000 rows and 7 columns in the training dataset. So for some of the analysis, we're going to be needing to combine the data sets and understand how it is. So the first thing is we want to check if some of the data is duplicated. Then we'll try to understand the types of variables we have in the data set. And so we have the ID, the location, the title, the bedroom, the bathroom, the parking space, and the price, which is our target column. So I try to understand the missing values here to discover that location type bedroom and bedroom are all have missing values. So the way the exploration analysis is going to be done is I'll perform univariate analysis first, that is to understand the individual features, then perform multivariate and then go through the modeling stage, data processing and modeling. So the first visualization I'm going to do is a target value. So we need to understand the visualization and the distribution of our target variable, which is the price. So from here we see that if the price variable is plotted using an histogram plot and it is skewed, so we want to detect outliers, but we can see from here that some of the histogram plot shows some of the outliers in our variable, but we can use a box plot to visualize them more. So you can see here that we have outliers in our data set, data variable. Then the next thing we are going to be visualizing is the location. We want to count the distribution of each location in our training data set. Remember, we have location of Katsina, Ondo, and so on, all the states in Nigeria except FCT, which is missing. We are going to be seeing that how to affect some of our visualizations later. We have 1,813 missing values in our location feature, and the frequency distribution of our location shows that it is balanced, but we have 36 states in the dataset with Abuja, the federal capital territory, missing. Then we'll move on to visualizing the type of building, which is if it is a mansion, if it is a bungalow, or a flat. So from here we see that majority of houses they are flats, then followed by the mansion, right? So and we go to the bedroom and we see that the bedroom also has frequency occurring majorly at the 1 to 5 bedrooms. Then the bathroom, so majority of houses have 2 bedrooms, 1 and 2 bedrooms. So we also visualize the parking space, number of parking space in the building. So majority of house building in the dataset have 1 to 4 number of parking space. Then we do our second part of analysis, which is to understand how variables affect the price. So the first thing is to understand how the number of bedroom affects the average price. So from the visualization plot you can see here, you can discover that as the number of bedrooms increases, the price of house increases, which is okay. So the higher the number of bedrooms, the higher the price is okay. So we also try to visualize the average price for each number of bathrooms. And from our plot here, we can see also that the higher the number of bathrooms, the higher the price. Yeah, so it's on the higher side. Yeah. Okay. So then the number of parking spaces to visualize. You can see that from here we have the higher the number of parking spaces, the higher the average prices for each house. I also try to understand the relationship between the title of bidder and the average price. From here we see that mansion has the highest price average and followed then by penthouse and the detached duplex. Okay, so we need to also visualize the average price of houses corresponding on the Nigerian map. But the first thing I have to do was to download the data sets Geo from a GitHub repo which is linked there. So it contains coordinates of each state. So we can be able to visualize average prices of each state. So I needed to do some processing here. Nasarawa exchange collected. The federal capital territory is missing, which is going to make our visualization missing. So visualizing so then I match the data sets together with my training data set. So you can see the visualization here for the price distribution of houses for each state in Nigeria. So you see here that Lagos has the highest average price, followed by some south states. Alright. So you can see from our average price here that the higher the visualization of our average price on the map of Nigeria, you can see the federal capital territory is missing because the training data set has missing values. Okay, right. So I think that's that there. Okay, so we need to also understand what exactly is causing the price of houses for each of the location. And from here we see that Lagos has a very high distribution of price is. So trying to understand what is occurring in Lagos, we try to visualize the bus plot and we see that majority of houses in Lagos are mansions. They are followed by the penthouse. Okay, then the detached duplex, which is following a visualization we did previously on the average price of each by the type of house. Okay, so we also see the second distribution here in Bayelsa. We discovered that majority of houses in Bayelsa are mansions followed by the penthouse and the detached duplex. Okay, so moving on, try to understand using scatter plots some of the outliers. That is understanding the number of bedrooms. We are trying to plot the scatter plot, use the scatter plots of bedrooms against the price. And you see find some interesting results here where the number of bedrooms and the number of bedrooms are small but they have very high prices. Yeah, you see X is 1, Y is 1, but the price is around 10 million. X is 2, Y is 1, and the price is very on the higher side. So this is something unique. We'll try to also see that in our number of bedrooms and number of parking spaces where the number of bedrooms is low and the number of parking spaces is low, but we have very high prices. So trying to understand this, we see that most of the houses. So I separated the data sets into two based on the price. So we see that majority of them are mansions which are in Lagos. So this is a very important observation. Then we move on to correlation analysis. Correlation analysis is trying to understand the Pearson statistical how each of the variables affects one another. or the correlation between individual variables. So from here we see that bedrooms has the highest and is strongly correlated with the price, followed by the bedrooms, but it is weakly correlated, then the parking space. It also try to visualize the independent variables that how each variables affects another variable. So see that they try to understand which of the rooms have which of the type of building have high highest number of rooms. And see that the distribution is equal across the different types of house, except that of cottage. Same thing with number of bathrooms and the parking space. Alright, so this my data processing stage goes as follows. I loaded in the after I've done the analysis, I had to load in the data again. Then I try to create some geopolitical zones using the location features. So we have six location geopolitical zones. Then I try to get some mappings for the location feature, then also for the title, which I'm going to be using later. So I have created a dictionary mapping for the location and the title feature. So I try to look at the missing values I have. I discovered that there's missing values in location, title, bedroom, and bedroom. So I start by filling my bedroom with the standard deviation of the entire bedroom column. Then the same thing I did with bedroom, I filled the missing value with the standard deviation of the bedroom column. I filled parking space with 0. Right, so I'm left with location and title. So I had to drop location and title missing rows. I've created some features, bedroom to bedroom ratio. Then I also created the geopolitical zone feature here. Alright, so now this is where I finally use my dictionary mapping. More like a label encoding of the type of house. So once I label encode the type of house here, I'm going to have some values here. Okay, so now we don't have any missing value. So I want not encoded my geopolitical zone and the location feature. So I'm able to have 49 columns. Okay, so there are no missing values. Then finally I will convert back to training data and test data. So I'm left with 10,531 for training. Okay, so I did a square root transformation of my price feature. So because of the price distribution, it tends to have a bad result on the example model we're trying to use. So the first model I used was the linear regression, which achieved a root mean squared error of 221. Then I used an LGBM regressor, which achieved even better. So in order to generalize my, of course, these results are all for the price, the square root price. Alright, so for a more generalized result, I had to use food cross validation where I predict per fold. This allows for generalizability. So from here, I was able to achieve a CV score of 117, which is much more general and more robust to acquire. Alright, so this then I finally submitted the model. I also tried to use some card boost model and another, but I was able to select the best model. I was able to select the best model and yeah. So that's the end of the solution workflow.